Hello, all. Welcome back to another podcast on Let's DevOps. In the podcast series, Let's Talk DevOps. It's been quite some time since we had the last podcast, but all good things have to wait for some time. So today we have Pooja, who's DevOps expert, lead, architect. Maybe she would explain herself really well. But we have Pooja today. She has quite a lot of experience in DevOps. And as we always do in our podcasts, we just don't talk DevOps, but we also ensure there is some takeaways at the end of the podcast for new joiners, intermediates, or even experienced people. And that's what we also want to try and achieve today, talking to Pooja. Quickly, what do I have in mind? We are going to talk about our journeys, how we started, how we got into DevOps. Then we jump into why DevOps? What's the fun in being a DevOps engineer? Why would someone have to pick up DevOps as their career option? Then, as always, there are some realities in any job that you do. So, what's the realities of DevOps? What's the challenges today? How do you overcome? Do you have some tips, kind for people? Is something that we'll touch upon. And then the buzzword AI. All the Gen Zs are probably waiting for this one. So, how is AI impacting DevOps? Goods, bads, limitations, whatever. We'll discuss that. Finally, some key takeaways. I wouldn't say advices, but probably the lessons learned from our experience. We just want to share that, and then we just wrap up the podcast. We'll try and keep it short, 40, 45 minutes, so that it's crispier. And yep, I've done enough of talking. Now let me leave it for Pooja to take over. Hey, Pooja, hi, welcome, and please give us an introduction about yourself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So, first of all, I'm really excited to be here today. As I had mentioned, this is actually my first podcast.
Hmm.
So, thanks for having me here. Okay. So, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Pooja Raga, working as a cloud architect at Lenovo with a focus on AWS, Kubernetes, automations, and DevOps tooling. I think I've been in the tech industry for around 14 years, with mostly I'm working on architecting solutions, automation workflow, and designing infrastructure part. Apart from that, I love sharing what I learned through my Medium posts and
Hmm.
providing sessions on TopNet. So
Hmm.
this is all about me. And outside my professional life, I'm a mom and a
Yeah,
coffee lover.
we could hear
So,
that. We could already hear that. So.
so yeah. So if I'm not working, occupied with my work, definitely you will find me chasing my son or enjoying my cup of coffee while learning something about my new in the tech. So this is all about me. And if I'll talk about my journey,
Hmm.
so I would say I didn't start it as a DevOps engineer or as a DevOps in the DevOps world.
Okay.
I began with as a Linux admin. That was my first job.
Was it right out of the
So
college, or did you have to apply for jobs and then get your first job?
yeah, I just applied it after my college
Okay,
actually.
okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so during the college, I have done a lots of training on the Linux. So that time the Linux was in the boom, right? So I had went and gone to the Linux training a lot. So that time I had applied for the Linux job. But over time, I realized, it was not a smooth journey. I had faced challenges, that office politics or difficult teams when you had to take a, big call like switching the jobs. So that was a turning point, and but I believe it's okay.
Okay.
Challenges comes with opportunities, right? Because I remember when the company got this new AWS project, I was new to it. I had no experience on the AWS, so I thought, let's try. Whether rather than stick to the old stuff, I jumped in. I had prepared hard, late night learnings, and then I gave interview to this new role, and I convinced them that I could do it. Just give it a try, okay? So finally, actually, I got this opportunity. They appreciated me, they trust me, and it's a huge win for me. That's where my career has been shaped, and here
Okay.
I am today as the cloud architect.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
great. I just have one question. So, how long were you in the Linux job, and at what point in your career you transitioned into cloud and DevOps? Was it pretty early or midway or?
pretty early, and approximate after 2.5 years.
Okay, that's pretty early. Yeah, okay. Because I know many
Yeah,
people like they are developers for like 7, 10 years, and then now they want to transition to DevOps or testers. Yeah,
I
no,
know.
that's
Then it's easy.
That's difficult,
Then it
right?
would be difficult after a long journey. That's why means I have always curiosity to learn the new things actually
Hmm.
from the beginning.
Okay.
Because in Windows Linux there was a competition between both two operating system, right? So I had switched to the Linux. I had studied, worked about it on the Linux platform. So I always keep learning the new things. So I think that's a plus point so that I quickly, landed into the DevOps world.
Yeah, I think this is the handbook for any job. You just have to keep updating yourself, learning, but more so for DevOps, I would say, because every other day there is a new tool, new technology, new process coming in. So I think we just have to keep learning and keep updating
Right.
ourselves if you want to stay in the industry. But maybe very quickly for you, um, I started as a build and release engineer. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. That's the manual way of doing DevOps back then. So basically, you build the command line build the software, you get the var, jar, whatever, and then you copy that SSH into the deployment machine, put it into a folder, stop JBoss, bring up JBoss, stop WebSphere, bring up WebSphere. So whatever we do in the pipeline, basically the building and then deploying, we had to do it manually back then. So that was how I started as
Oh,
build and release engineer, and then yeah, slowly
oh, that's interesting.
yeah, but it was not a paradigm shift like Linux and then into DevOps, but it was more of the manual way back then started the pipelines, then yeah, junior DevOps
Okay, okay.
engineer, DevSecOps engineer, consultant, lead. Right now I'm a lead. I'm leading a team of three. And yeah, my expertise is around DevOps, DevSecOps, setting up CI/CD solutions. I jump into a project which either does not have CI/CD at all, or they are in DevOps, but then they want to transition into DevSecOps. What's the industry standard way of doing it? What should the stages look like? How you can make it efficient, optimization, whatever you name it, and everything around the CI/CD is what I do. But it's fun. It's been a real good journey. I'm enjoying it, and that's why we are talking today. Uh, Good. Now, let's jump into the fun part. What do you love about? You've seen both the worlds, non-DevOps and the DevOps world. What keeps you excited about DevOps? What keeps you?
Everything actually means I think DevOps is never boring. Okay,
You can
means
say that for sure. Yeah.
every single day feels different. Means one day I'm working on infrastructure, another the next day you're deep into the automation, and then suddenly some kind of issue arise, right? Unexpected issue. So you are just debugging that particular issue. So every day it's keep challenging you. I think it's never boring. If you really wants to learn something, then it's
Hmm.
never boring for you.
Are
That's
you
for
also
me.
in
And
both the end of the spectrum? Do you also take care of the CI/CD of applications plus the infrastructure, underlying infrastructure? So you are on both sides, or
um,
predominantly on which side?
Not I'm mostly on the infrastructure side, but
Okay.
yeah, I do care of the pipeline based on the infrastructure, right?
Okay.
So that's the major role of it. And for me, the fun part is getting hands-on with new tools. That I really love it. Like I love setting things up, breaking it, fixing it, and that repeat that process because so that I really understand how it works and I learn a lot. Means I'm not much into theory part.
Hmm.
I learn best by getting my hands dirty. So that's the fun part. Recently, I'm doing exploring AI. As we already know, AI
Okay.
is in
We'll
the
talk
market.
about
Right?
that.
So,
I'm definitely going to talk about that. Do
yeah.
you also get to do a
So
lot of POCs, like take some new
yes,
tool that's
yes,
in the market, do some
I
proof of
do.
concepts?
That's the good part in the current company. It's open. I can try multiple different tools or explore new technology. And definitely, this is the market. We have to keep trying the latest technology, how it suits to our business or how it can add value.
Hmm.
So we have to keep trying it. So that's the fun part. More. Like if any person really wants to learn something, it has to do be a hands-on.
Okay.
So that is the fun for me. And and another part for the DevOps where you feels good is about the impact, right? If you automate even a small thing and suddenly the whole team save hours, you can
That's
see the
true.
difference your work makes, right?
Really
So
true.
that impact is amazing.
Perfect.
So that is again a good part of the DevOps, and it gives you the ownership, you know, how you are just not writing the code, how you are saving the money, or how the things are running smoothly. So that is again a very important part of the DevOps role.
Perfect.
So I think, and the funny part would be the classy moments. I would say when you are debugging something into the production, right? Something whole day you're just debugging, why it's not happening, what is the issue, and in the last you realize it's just a semicolon or it's just a very silly mistake. So that's frustrating but Yeah, it's a funny moment,
I,
you know.
I was really about to ask that. Have you what was the one in your journey where you kind of broke something, the roof came down, and then you had to fix it? Have you had some funs like that where
Not the current one, but yeah, in my
in the
previous
past?
company,
Okay.
yeah, in the past, definitely, I had faced this issues actually, and I laughed a lot. Like, what? Oh my God, this is just a small mistake, and a whole day we are just, here and
Scrambling.
there.
Yep,
Yeah, I know. And that time, that AI co-pilots were not there. You have to
that's
Google
true.
it, each and everything.
Oh
So
yeah.
I know that importance of AI. We'll talk about it. I know
Oh yeah.
this importance
Oh
of
yeah.
AI. So that's the fun of DevOps, right? That curiosity, curious about learning new things, always learning, always improving. I would say it's never boring.
Perfect. I also just would like to add, I think in DevOps, there's no one right way to do things. There are different ways. Whatever is efficient, whatever works, whatever is cost optimized, would work. And that's the fun part. So if let's say I don't know about the other domains in detail, probably there are only one or two right ways to do it. If you do it the other way, then probably it's either not accepted by the business, there are security issues, or they are not cost optimized. But I think in DevOps, there are multiple ways. Let's say for an infrastructure solution, you can do it like three different ways. CI/CD solution, you can do it like four, five different ways, and each one can explore, and then you then finally come into a optimized solution. But then the journey of you finding that industry standard best practice is what I think keeps it interesting. Otherwise, you just okay, it's one way. You go Stack Overflow, I find, or AI find it, and then put it in. Okay, it works. No, just this is more of you play and then you build kind is what is DevOps
Yes,
is.
true. Completely agree. Yeah,
Perfect.
right.
That's nice to hear, and that's why we are also probably staying here. I've also never heard anyone from DevOps switch to other domains. I've heard many people the other way around. I've never heard anyone saying that DevOps is boring or it's getting monotonous now, so I want to try something else. I haven't heard.
Oh, yeah.
At least I haven't heard. So,
I have
uh,
not felt so
oh
far.
yeah, perfect, good. Then let's talk about. I mean, there are always goods and other sides of a coin. So, uh, DevOps, see, DevOps, I think it's a really broader terminology. What we can
I
do is
know.
we can probably split DevOps as myself and you, where I'm talking from the pipeline perspective and you're talking from the infrastructure perspective because you're an expert. What are the realities of DevOps? What's the real challenges when it comes to infrastructure that you face? Also, can you add upon, as we discussed, there are multiple ways of doing it. Now, if you as an architect lead is asked for a solution, how do you pick the tools? How do you decide which way to get the infrastructure up and running? Like Kubernetes, complete Kubernetes based, or hybrid, or Helm deployments, vendor charts, custom charts. Um, how do you decide that? And what are the real challenges of being an infrastructure DevOps engineer?
So first of all, definitely means challenges. I think if we talk about one big one is to overload with full of tools, right? Means if you talk about monitoring, then your pipeline, security, logging, means you name it just. And before you realize your tech stack looks like a spaghetti bowl. Okay, means I have seen teams like they are using many tools. They are switching between the dashboards. They are integrating each other instead of solving the major problem. Because definitely, if I talk about the DevOps mindset, real DevOps mindset, they will step back and they will just ask, do we really need all of these tools? Right? It's not about to use all the tools at once. Definitely means every business, every company has their own priority, own requirements. So based on that, whether our tools are really adding value to the business or we need to automate where it really matters and we need to simplify the things. That's what I think about it. If I talk about like example EKS, right? So we have to do a lot of I believe in the POC as well, right? We have to
Hmm.
do a POC. In EKS also we have the different options like Fargate and then a standard, so many things. Once you again start doing the POC and hands-on, you will definitely arise somewhere issues or find out some kind of a loophole. Okay, this is not suitable for our environment. Then based on that, you take the decisions. It's not just simply jumping in. Okay, like monitoring, we do have different tools, Datadog, and then Splunk, and then our own Grafana, and all of those things we can
Hmm.
take it. But
Hmm.
what's the business requirement? Can business take this cost? Can they afford us? Can they cannot? Do you need open source? It's all again change and vary companies to companies. That's what I believe.
So you as a
So
lead then would sit down with the business, first talk to them as to what their requirement is, and then choose the tools, technologies, processes, but not just fit in anything and everything that just looks fancy just for the sake of having it.
right, if any companies come, oh no, we just want to do the cost cutting, then definitely I think Splunk will not help us in the monitoring. If we know, right? Few
Perfect.
of the tools are really costly,
Yep.
even though they do a great job, right? There's no other options apart from that. But yeah, but it's cost.
Yep.
So based on the requirement about the definitely cost again comes in the picture always. We have to do the cost cutting. So based on that, we need to take a decision. And if you, as you had mentioned, developer and as the infrastructure, I believe in the infrastructure. If we really need, so we have to keep the security in mind.
Hmm.
Then, like example, if I'm doing automation through Terraform, we know in the Terraform, if you do a single change here and there, manually, then Terraform is like I had to sit and go here and there, find out exit, and then recover it. So I believe collaboration is really important between the developers in the operation part, or between the developer and the infrastructure, how things are mapping, right? That collaboration is there, that sync is there, then definitely everything goes smooth.
Okay.
We should not blame. There should not be any blame game.
Yep.
Everything goes, with the like right talk, have a call,
I think that's
understand the
pretty common in
requirement.
DevOps, right? The blame games. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we are not
yeah.
responsible. That team. I know the requirement didn't come from us. I know they were the ones who chose. So, and most often than not, I think we are the scapegoats for many issues which we are not responsible for.
So yeah,
Uh,
it's about the teamwork actually. Either you do the blame games or either you do the teamwork. That's it. These are the two different things. So it's a mindset, it's a people's mentality, how they want to proceed with their work actually, and we cannot help it. If someone is like that, we cannot help with that particular person. So and another part or challenge is about cloud complexity. Again, as
hmm.
we did, there's so many tools. Like where should I start? AWS,
Exactly.
pipeline, get so many things are there. It can feel like, juggling while blindfolded. Again, but that's the magic happens on the DevOps. Opportunities comes. If you automate something, if you can simplify the process, you can innovate something, you can do more creative on your designing part, on your architecting part, right? So it's about adding value, choosing the right tool and explore about it, do more and hands-on on that. So you will learn more and understand about that particular tool. Sometimes it happens, right? While I'm doing a POC, we have to, get rid of that. Like finally you understand, oh no, it doesn't suit to our business.
Correct.
So that's really okay. But at least you learn something from that tool. You know how that particular tool works. So
I have a question now. Like, let me put myself as a newbie who is into like, probably DevOps for 2 years or is aspiring to become a DevOps. Now, cloud is inevitable, right? Because anyone and everyone is probably moving to cloud or is already on the cloud. And cloud has like hundreds of services. Now, I
hmm.
fixed as a newbie that my domain, my career should be on DevOps. Having said that, what are the few services that I need to learn upfront? Because I just can't master cloud like all the 50, the 100
No
services.
one can master it.
No
It's a
one can
I mean,
master it.
100 services. Even I don't know the name of all the services.
Correct. But then where do I start? What are like the minimum four, five, six services of cloud that I need to start to claim myself as, okay, I'm a DevOps engineer with some cloud knowledge?
So if I talk about like because I'm using AWS a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so if I talk about AWS services, right?
Yes.
And being on the infrastructure side, if I'll talk about at least the most important part about your how to access that particular cloud, your security is important. So maybe IAM, right? If you want to store your object or something, then S3 bucket is important. But these are the major. I'm talking about the services where each and every company is definitely using it
Correct.
in their environment, right?
Yeah.
Then IAM, then S3, then networking part. That is the most and most important. If you does not understand the
I
networking,
have a
then
question with that. Then I'm going to confront you. Should a developer or DevOps engineer also know networking stuff, or can he make a career agnostic of knowing network stuff? What would
I
your
think
preference? There's no right way. I'm just asking Pooja's preference.
my preference is if it's a developer, just a developer, then for that particular person, I think Lambda, just writing the code serverless, it's more than enough because
Okay.
we are just writing the code. Okay, but being the infrastructure is very again and again, but I would prefer at least VPC is really very important. You should know the networking part because even though if you are launching any your application on the EC2 server,
Mm-hmm.
then if you want to host that server, right? So what are the protocols needed, like IP address and everything? What ports I need to open? If something is blocked, you should know at least little bit. I'm not saying more deep dive into that, but at least little bit about it, right? So VPC is important.
Okay.
And IEM I have talked about. Then on the application side, if you want to go, then CloudFront is there, load balancer is there, ALB. I think more is application load balancer. What else? Um, I think yeah. And if you really want to go more deeper side, then nowadays the Kubernetes, right? So EKS you can learn about it. IEM is there.
Mm,
So I think these are the EC2 again because we have to host the application. Then EC2 is the important one.
yep.
So these are the 4 to 5. Is
Okay.
I think more than enough to start at
Start.
least the basic
Yep.
one. Yes,
Yep. Okay.
at least for the newcomers, these are the major services they have to learn.
Okay. And I think Terraform should also go hand in hand. I think one should not make sure that they just know
But
clicking it on the.
for
Okay.
newcomers, I would say if they really want to start their journey in DevOps world,
Yeah.
right? At least they should have understanding of Linux system, basic understanding of Linux, right? From there they can't directly jump into the Terraform. No, at least basic understanding because on EC2 either you launch the Linux or Windows, but most of the companies I have seen using the Linux, right?
Linux. Yep.
So Linux or then your pipeline, how does it work? And they can pick up any cloud,
Yep.
AWS as a whatever they are comfortable with. And parallelly, so what I would suggest if you are launching, example, EC2 or VPC, you're learning about it. But if you really want to automate, just pick that particular service and automate with Terraform parallelly. At least maybe give it a month, just learn about the cloud. Once
Okay.
you are a little bit comfortable with it, you can just pick up the Terraform and start doing the automation of one by one
So
service.
if I understand from what you say, first play on the UI, the cloud dashboard, click it and learn how it is working. What are the components that are connected to get, let's say, an EC2
Yes.
working, or the load balancer to get deployed, and how you can connect it to the applications. First, play on the UI, get yourself comfortable, and then go to Terraform so you know what's actually happening. Otherwise, it's like you're completely
But
covered of.
confused
Yep.
actually.
Yep.
With Terraform also, we have few parameters which we actually need to use it. But if
Hmm.
you don't know how that particular service works, so definitely you're going to stuck.
Clear.
Right? Because in the VPC, if I talk about, we do have the peering, then we do have a transit gateway, right? On the peering, we do the approval part. If you don't know about it, somewhere in the Terraform you got a stuck. So at least just idea about how that particular service works, do hands-on on UI, and then you can start exploring the Terraform.
Perfect. Now you touched upon Kubernetes.
Connect everything dot like okay you are comfortable with the services so just pick up one project, just host one application, then load on the application load balancer side on EC2 and everything, just connect everything VPC part, then create a big project of it using a Terraform, and then use the pipeline to deploy it automatically. So that's doing a complete project.
Perfect. I was just asking, you touched upon Kubernetes. Now, how deep are you into Kubernetes? Like all of your applications are deployed in Kubernetes, or you are not worried about the applications getting deployed. My job is to get Kubernetes cluster up and running with three control panels and then eight worker nodes. That's it. I don't care what's happening. And in case the pipeline breaks something, then I jump in and then look. Okay, what PVC is not bound, or it's
For me, I'm not that person. Okay, I don't care. I
okay.
care for each. Yeah, even though if developers check something, maybe I can sit with that particular person and try to resolve that issue. Because I'm more interested actually what happened, like why things got break, where it is. Is it on infrastructure side, developer side? At least I'll just try to resolve that particular issue and just try to understand. So I'm not that person. I always be available
Okay.
during that particular yeah. Uh, Kubernetes, actually, if I'm talking about, I had done a lot of POC. As of
Mm,
now, we are just migrating into the Kubernetes. So we have
okay.
not done that. That's why I've done a lot of POC on the EKS part or the
Hmm.
ECS part, which is, suitable for our business
When you
need
say
or on
POC,
our
can you elaborate in short, like what?
POCs and EKS again, in EKS, we have multiple options as I had mentioned. We do have the Fargate, we do have the standard one, right?
Hmm.
So I had tried both the options. Then on top of that, I had tried with the Argo City and the HEM, right?
Yeah.
So this Argo City and everything, I recently learned about it. Honestly, I just did again, as I had mentioned, I did hands-on on that. Try to
Just a
understand
note to the
how.
people who are watching. I've read your Argo City Medium stuffs, and you just keep
Thanks.
putting in continuous articles. Also, there are like multiple follow-up articles. If you want to learn Argo City, I think you should visit her Medium blog. It's super informative and helpful. Keep going. I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to pitch in that.
Yeah, I mean, through that tuition only, I have learned a lot about the Argo city as well. How things work and everything. So yeah, things are going on pretty well. Very soon we are going to migrate our application into the Kubernetes,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it's good actually. Kubernetes is good, and I know Kubernetes is vast, and I'm pretty nervous because once we migrate, definitely so many issues will arise,
right,
and I learn a lot
right.
because during POC, I think once live production comes
That's
into
right.
the
That's
picture,
a different
and
ball game. Yeah.
yeah, that's a different. So let's see how things goes.
But I think you should be able to swim it. I'm pretty confident because you really sound like someone who has done a lot of work and it's already stable. So hopefully nothing big breaks and you have a smooth transition. That's really interesting to know on the infrastructure side. Uh, I would say from in general DevOps for me the biggest challenge is it's not about the tool and it's about the process in my opinion. Also it's about the mindset. Why I
Yes,
say this? Because we have to collaborate with a lot of other stakeholders, not just
I
clients.
know
I'm saying even a developer is my stakeholder, tester is my stakeholder,
it.
business is my stakeholder. So and all that they are interested is get me a deployment pretty soon. I don't care how you do, but then the ethics of being a good DevOps engineer doesn't allow you to just build a pipeline with build commit, push, deploy. You need to have its own stages that will ensure that you are delivering a product. It's a pipeline doing, but it's us who are building. So I don't want to give some crappy product into production and then later say it's you, and stuff. I mean, probably I would have done it if I'm pretty early, like 3, 4 years in my journey. All I want is a good running pipeline, and I am not caring about all the different stages it needs to have. But now, after we are reaching this point where we are leading something, we are architecting something, the solution matters. So it's not about the tools, it's about the process, the industry practices that you put in to get something up and running, the thought that you put in to design something robust with security, scalability, whatever is more challenging than getting something up and running. Today, with the AI world, you just put anything, it gives you a solution, you implement that, it's going to work. But is it the right way? Is it the secure way? Is it the industry standard way? Is where you as
As
someone
a
needs to sit
woman
in.
plays a role, right? Means it cannot replace everything. It's
Correct.
just a partner to us to just help us to resolve the
Exactly.
issues or some small things.
And
Yes,
that's where I think our
completely agree.
experience comes in, where you say this is good, not right. No, we shouldn't do this. This is not how it should be done. Yeah, this looks good. Is something that I think we bring in, and people who also gain more experience bring in. Yeah, why I say this is because more so I'm on the German side of things, and then it's pretty hard to convince people here because the mindset is if something is running, don't touch it.
I know, I know.
Uh,
That's
uh,
the very challenging part to
oh
convince
yeah,
them. It's very
I
challenging.
don't care how legacy it is,
And
how
this
crappy
AI,
it is.
I don't know. Even that is, you said right. But in the world of this AI, every company is okay to, migrate into AI part
That's
everywhere.
true.
And they are just laying off everyone, lay off, because of
Oh
this
yeah,
AI part.
oh yeah,
And, but previously, company doesn't want to change anything, right? Oh, no, no, everything is running smooth. Don't touch it.
that's true. Yeah, but
But yeah, and this AI is really making our life easier. That's
yeah, I think we have smoothly transitioned to the next part where we wanted to go. So let's talk about AI. Let's start with the good things. How's AI helping Pooja with her work as opposed to what she was doing 10 years before?
so I'm working from home. Okay, so now it's a partner
Always?
to
Is it like complete?
always.
Which
After switching to this,
which company is it? Please do refer me there.
yeah, no, actually, my team sits in US, so I'm working from
Ah,
home.
okay. But then the
Yeah,
timings?
timing is okay because we connect in the evening, right?
Okay, but
So
you don't have
that's
to work on their timings and stuff. You can work
no, no, no,
start your
nothing like
normal.
that.
Ah, okay, then fine.
Yes, because most of this AWS part I'm handling it, so it's easy to manage
Okay, after
everything.
the call, I'm sneaking you my resume. Please do refer me. I'm switching there. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So for me, so AI is already making DevOps life easier because, as we mentioned, AI co-pilots, right? It helps writing Terraform code or any kind of a code or debugging the issues and so on, right? I don't remember when last time I googled or browsed to troubleshoot the issue because
When was the last time you hit Stack Overflow? Probably 2 years back.
yeah, seriously, after the AI, means always any issue, just AI, just
Yeah.
Copilot, just run it. It will. It's so smooth, so easy. Even it provides you different links for for your help, whatever you just ask. So that's really, and I think it's just started, right? This AI part
Yep.
hardly. So I don't know where would be the future. I think I see AI doing even more. Maybe like predicting failures before they happen, or cost optimization, or auto healing system in the DevOps world, right? Um,
I think at
let's
some
see
point
how.
every company is going to host their own LLM and feed data specific to their organization, their applications, their project. I think every company is going to have their own LLM, their own specific AI tool, which is going to
I
make a
know.
yeah, and then they feed in just their company data, so it's really smart. Then it knows like, no, this is some issue that you did 3 years back. I know what's the solution and kind. But yeah, that's interesting. But AI, yeah, for me also, it's definitely been a real helpful. One of my colleague who was asked to work on what do you call a web app. Basically, this
Uh-huh.
web app is he's a DevOps guy, but there was a requirement where we wanted a web app to show the health status of all of the DevOps applications that we host. Bitbucket, Jira, Confluence, and stuff. Two
Mhm.
days, we just relied on AI and got our what do you call the landing page. It gives you the URLs, uh, health checks, whatever. But we didn't write a single line of code. It was just AI doing it, and
Oh
we
my
we
God.
have it up and running. So definitely, it's been a
It's
boom.
become so easy now.
Oh yeah,
And
life is.
and it's good for them as because we previously like newcomers, if I'll talk about, right? Like when we had started our journey, then we need to chase over seniors and everywhere, right? It's so difficult. Someone might be rude, someone would be very polite, right? And but every here and there we need to jump. Please
Oh
come
yeah.
on the call. I will really just need one help, right? Now we don't need anyone.
A very interesting point that is because I think everyone would have faced that, like from our times when we
Really, even
started.
I had faced such things, and
You know, you have some
maybe
real good colleagues, but then there are some colleagues you just don't feel like, should I ask him? But he's the only one with the expertise, but then he's always on the face and stuff. But oh yeah, that's a
and then they showcase, oh, we are very busy,
that's an
and
interesting point.
kind of architect, kind of a lead.
Oh
Call
yeah.
it anything. I don't know. But yeah, they'll keep busy. Yeah, let's connect after 2 days or 3 days. I said, let's now someone ask anyone. We don't need you now.
Oh yeah.
We have AI.
Very interesting point. That's good one. Now,
And it
like we
limits as well, right? Limits, means as you had already mentioned, it
correct.
can't replace one's judgment, right, on the creativity part or on the design thinking part. So there definitely we need humans. Otherwise, so yeah, on the technical side, more of the troubleshooting, yeah, is helping a lot.
Okay. But on the other side of the coin, what major limitations are there? First, any huge limitations with AI? Uh, if yes, then what do you think? Where's the line that we need to draw for AI? Can we just ask it anything, everything, and then implement it, or where do you think we should draw the line when it comes to AI?
And definitely, if it's talk about the business need, right? Definitely, AI cannot help on that, right? We need to jump in. We need to whatever we have learned so far in our journey. That definitely AI cannot help us on that. Maybe they can just give the bullet points, but we can use that particular point to try to understand more about that. But I think that's the point where we need to draw a line. Everything we cannot ask AI. Okay, if you want, I want to create an architect solution for a particular area, right? Like example, Kubernetes, does it really need in our environment or not? So that's particular call we need
Hmm.
to take it, should be taken by AI. But as I had mentioned, troubleshooting part, right? More on the troubleshooting area, definitely AI can help you more better than anyone else, I think so. It's giving you huge information, so more deep dive information about how things work and everything. Or maybe the learning part. I think it's good, at least it can provide you basic things how things are
But
working.
that's where I
If
have a
you have
question, Pooja. Now, the new Gen Z or the new age kids that are coming in, I mean, I'm already sounding like I'm on the retirement age, but the next gen that's coming in is now completely relying on AI. But then, do you think that Linux knowledge that you built is helping you to a great deal right now. Are these new age kids missing out that knowledge? Are they not putting enough efforts into learning stuff and then
Yes,
using AI as an assistant? Rather, I don't have to learn Python. I don't have to learn Linux. I just ask and it gives me the command and then I just live with that. Is that good? Is that bad?
I think nothing is good, nothing is bad. Means we have to, go forward with the future or latest technology. We can't help it, right? If AI is there, it's there. We have to take a help for it. But yes, when there was the time when we were learning Linux and everything, there was no AI. So we Google it. We Google it maybe for 2 days to just to resolve that particular issue.
Exactly.
So that level of learning now we cannot.
Hmm.
That's not possible. I mean,
Hmm.
this is definitely that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Completely different. Means that particular knowledge, at least you're using your mind a lot. But nowadays it's become very little bit easier for us. Okay, okay, let's ask AI. Okay, let's draft mail through AI. Things become very easy now. But that time was completely different because on the Linux side I have learned a lot. I learned with there
Right.
was a SCN. So many things were there. Means we cannot, DNS. So many things were there. No one will be now, want to do that particular area now. So that deep level of learning that's not possible through
Possible.
AI. Yes,
But I like
but
if
yeah,
it is
that's
there
okay.
and that's how it is, then we just have to swim with it. Yeah. Yeah, I see your point. I had one more question I wanted to ask you on the AI. Yeah. So let's say today you are like last 2 years, the copilots and AI has been your buddy. But the next company you jump, you are put in an air gap environment, complete, tight, secured, where you just can't access internet. What would Pooja do? I think
I
Pooja would
would not.
survive because she has already seen that side of the world. How would the others adapt to it?
That's difficult actually. Again, we'll go with the old school kind of things,
Yeah, old school.
chasing over people. Please, please help us, right? But then that's not gonna happen. I don't think so because I see each and every company is just going behind AI, AI, AI.
Perfect. Yep.
So it's gonna increase more actually. It's gonna become more advanced. So that's
I think even if it's an
completely
air gap environment, they are going to have their own secure in-house AI at least to get stuff rolling. But I think AI is inevitable. Perfect. Yep, that's some good points to know. I think we are probably hitting the fag end. I mean, we can just keep talking over and over. If things go fine, if people really like it, then we can have another part two of this one. Talk about probably I pull you to the pipeline side of things, and then we speak specifically the CI/CD, but that's for a later day. In short, if you have to summarize, why DevOps? Why should someone take up DevOps? What's the challenges? And if one has to become a good DevOps engineer, lead, architect, what should he or she do?
okay. So if I had to summarize, like why DevOps is exciting, right? Because you get to learn, you build it, you solve the problems that really matter to the business, right? Yep, there are challenges, but each challenge comes with opportunity. Okay, and one big lesson which like has taught me is about never stop learning. There are some things which never change, never go out of style. That is your Git, your pipeline, your automation, your basic, your solver problem. So that's never go out of style. So keep learning about it, right? Never like most important part is never afraid to try the new things.
Mm.
Because as I had already mentioned, some of the best growth in my career came from jumping into the areas where I had no prior knowledge, like AWS and the Terraform. So it's never stop learning, never afraid to try the new things. That's because nowadays as AI had come, right? The person who rise, it's not about the expert. It's about like how fast learner that particular person, how easy he can adapt the new technologies. The more he adapt, the more things he will try the new technologies, then he will own the future. That's it. Because I have seen in the company people are just sitting around 15 years just to stick to the same old
Oh yeah.
train, old stuff. They don't want to come out.
Oh yeah.
That's their comfort zone. But now time has changed. Everyone has to secure their job, right? They have to learn new things because things are changing every day and night, right? Technologies are keep changing, and If I'll talk about the newcomers, just
Hmm.
start with the basic one, right? As we had mentioned, start with the Git, start with the Linux basics, then pick one of the cloud, build the automation, and go step by step, build the confidence about it. So that's for them. And AI is just use AI, learn
Yeah.
from it more deeply because it's making our work smarter also, right? And yeah, human creativity and their collaboration will always be at the center point. But
Okay.
at least for this area, definitely, at least the newcomers can use it to become more confident about their things, to work on the new technologies. Yep.
Uh,
Uh, what else? I think yeah, these are the major points I would say.
that's I would say, a solid summary of.
And and if I'll talk about about another lesson would be resilience. If something gets breaks in the production, I think for me that's completely okay, right? It's the most important part is how quickly you recover from it and what you have learned from it. That's more important part because things definitely break, right? We do not have control at everything and everywhere 24/7. Things go smoothly all year, right? So that's completely okay. It's better how you learn from that particular issues. That is the important part.
I always say build, break, document.
Break, okay, repeat this process.
Repeat the process. Yeah, that's good. Uh, really good things, Pooja. Maybe before we wrap up, I just have one final question that I want to throw to you. What's your take on certifications? Do you believe in on-the-job training, ramping up, breaking the system, learning, or certifications, or both together? Just your thought of what do you think about these 100 certifications that's there in the market?
Mm, uh, certification means giving certification is not bad thing, right? It's not bad. It's always because it keeps adding value to your resume. Definitely, somewhere there means like companies is have hundreds of resume, goals. If they really want to segregate, definitely, I think the certification part will add the value.
Mm.
But it doesn't mean that you cannot land into the DevOps world without the certification, or you cannot do a smart work without certification. Certification is just giving you a confidence. That's it. But if you really want to become expert, I would suggest do more and more hands-on. The more issues will arise, the more you will learn about that particular tool. Theoretical doesn't work actually.
But if you are in the recruiting panel, and uh, would your selection be any way inclined towards someone who's having certification, or that's completely agnostic and purely depends on what he or she performs in the interview?
If there are hundreds of resume, definitely I'm not going to take hundreds interviews, right? Okay, so definitely that segregation helps. But yeah, if I have two resumes, one person has done so many
Hmm.
certification, the person has done good projects,
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick that particular person to interview.
Okay, just wanted
So
to take have your take, because this is also something that the newbies or people are, no, I don't have any certification, so let's just put in money and then do some 4 5 certifications. But then they think probably just the certifications could sell them, but it's always certifications plus the real hands-on training that you do is going to sell you. Or in my case, I don't have any certification. I've just purely driven by
yeah,
the
that's
merit
not
of.
bad. I just keep preparing for the survey. Okay, I want to do, but yeah, after being a mom, it's really
No,
difficult
that's true.
actually.
Yeah, yeah. So guys, if you want to do certifications, better do it before you get married.
True, true.
All right, then thank you so much, Pooja. It was a pleasure talking with you. You've been really nice, and all your insights on DevOps, your career, the takeaways has been really helpful. I'm sure it's helpful for everyone who's watching this. I hope we meet again for another session. It was fun talking to you. Final words, final thoughts from you, and then we can wind up.
Um, Thank you for having me as it was my first podcast. So I hope it inspires someone out there to, explore DevOps, especially for the newcomers, right? And it was really a great conversation.
Yeah, the idea is also just to talk DevOps and then pull in more people to come into DevOps. That's the idea. I know many are having this aspiration, but they have this fear. Okay, would I survive with this day and age? But hey,
Yeah, means
guys, just come
as
in.
I mentioned, I give trainings on the top mid, right? So I know people are really afraid. They just
Yep,
come to me to understand to that career path. How should I start, right?
perfect.
So just start it. Don't afraid about it, right? Just start with the new technology. Just do hands-on. The more hands-on you will, it will build your confidence. That's important. Confidence is important.
Oh, yes, definitely. And yep. That's wonderful talking with you, Pooja. I'm not taking much of your time. You're a mom, you have to take care of the family. So thank you so much for putting in the time to speak with us. Uh, I'm also amateur. It's my few attempts to get it rolling. So if there are anything that could be done better, just feel free to let me know. But thank you so much and hope everyone who's watching this has liked our conversation. See you all. Take care. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye, Pooja.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.